As Ruth Bader Ginsburg has rightly quoted that women should belong to all the places where decisions are made and it should not be treated as an exception. Hello everyone, welcome to the new series of Drishti IAS. I am Ritu and today we are going to discuss an important topic of GS2 which is polity, and title of today's topic is 1/3 reservation has been given to the women of Jammu and Kashmir and Puducherry, and the bill has been passed from Lok Sabha. So, this bill has been inspired from Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam, which has become an act. And moving to the points of discussion part. First of all, we are going to discuss the news, and then we are going to discuss 106th Constitutional Amendment Act, and then greater representation of women in Legislative Assembly and in the Parliament, practice question for prelims and mains. So, moving to the news part. So, you already know that Jammu and Kashmir has been in news for several reasons. Recently, we had discussed Article 370. We had also discussed two bills which is related to the Kashmiri Pandit POK and the women and scheduled tribe community of the Jammu and Kashmir. So, this news is also related to Jammu and Kashmir. On the other hand, this news is also related to Puducherry because in both Legislative Assembly, women are given 1/3 of the reservation. But here the twist is that when this reservation will be provided, because the census is yet to be completed and we don't have this delimitation. So when there will be the delimitation and the census, after that 1/3 of reservation should be provided to women of Legislative Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir and Puducherry. So this news we are going to cover in today's lecture. Moving to the next slide. Next slide is about 106th Constitutional Amendment Act. So what is 106th Constitutional Amendment Act related to? So it is related to 33% reservation of women provided into the Parliament, which is Lok Sabha, and also in the Legislative Assembly. And we already had discussed about this bill in the previous lecture in the name of Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam, which has been passed by both the houses, and now it has been also assented by the President of India and it has become the act. And under this bill, we have seen that 1/3 of the reservation should be provided to the women. And under this bill, we have this provision that there should be provision of SC and ST women, but the act lacks the representation of OBC women, which had created lots of controversies. And because of that, so many political leaders, political analysis, social activists are questioning the implementation of this act. Till now, the implementation of this act has been not done, but it has been done that after the completion of census and after the completion of delimitation, this bill will be applied to the legislative assemblies of the state and also to the Lok Sabha of the Parliament. So this is the brief about the bill, and it should be based on the sunset clause, which is that 15 years should be given to that, and after that, if they will feel like that more women should be given to the representation and they should be given reservation, then they will extend also, but till now it is for the 15 years. And the seat will be located or allocated to SC/ST community by rotation wise. It means that for this election year, if particular constituency is located to SC, then next year it will be given to another constituency. So it would be the rotation wise. So this is a brief about Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam and 106th Constitutional Amendment Act. And in your prelims examination, if there will be the question that what 106th Constitutional Amendment Act related to, so you can answer easily. So moving to the next slide, which is about that for what this kind of amendments and these kind of provisions has been brought to the Lok Sabha, and why Lok Sabha and different legislative assembly are so much concerned about the women representation. So when it comes to the data, so we have only 78 female MPs in the Lok Sabha, and coming to the Rajya Sabha, it is only 24 out of 224 total members. So their representation, if we will see that, less than 15% in both the houses. And when it comes to the women as minister, so out of 78 MPs, only 6 women are who is holding the ministerial position or cabinet position. So this is a very worrisome situation for the country like India, which consists more than 49% of women population, and among 49% of women population, we have only 78 MPs which are representing in the Lok Sabha, and only 15% are women who are represented in the Lok Sabha, which is very wrong and unfair towards the women representation, because we consist nearly 50% of the population and our representation is just 15%. So for the greater representation and for the greater voice, for the greater concern and for the development and empowerment of the women, such kind of the bills and such kind of the acts introduced in the parliament so that their voices could be heard, and whatever the measures related to the women development, women empowerment, it could be introduced in the parliament, and there should be the micromanagement towards the women development so that women could raise their voice towards the development and they can listen women's problems carefully. So in that way, this is for the greater representation, and for the first time we have seen that it is extended to the Jammu and Kashmir and also to the Puducherry. And Jammu and Kashmir and Puducherry both needs greater representation of women, because so many women have not studied, so many of women had not got opportunity because of the disturbed area and because of the so many problems which are happening in Jammu and Kashmir. So it's right time that they should be the given equal representation in the parliament and also in the state legislative assembly. So this is for the greater representation, and for Jammu and Kashmir there is a provision for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, and just like we have the provision in Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam that it should be extended till 15 years only, and after 15 years the parliament and the assembly will decide that whether such kind of provision should be needed or not, and it should be on the rotation wise. So this is the brief about that why such kind of the bills and acts are required and why they are the need of the hour. We already have seen the data. And coming to the various legislative assembly, we have seen that only 2-3 females are who are the MLA, only 2-3 females who are holding the ministerial position. So it's a need of an hour that women should be represented equally in the parliament and also in the legislative assembly. So moving towards the next slide, which is the practice question for prelims, and the question is: the Women Reservation Bill, a proposed constitutional amendment in India, seeks to. So now this has become the act also, but I have written bill here because we are discussing about bill today, and this bill has not become act because the governor of the particular legislative assembly has not given the accent. So that's why we are discussing about the bill, and these are your options. So kindly read the options very carefully, and I think it's very easy to answer. So kindly answer in the comment section. Moving to the mains part, which is the Women Reservation Bill has been a topic of debate and discussion in the Indian political landscape for several years. So yes, this is right. In 2023, we are not just discussing about Women Reservation Bill. This is a matter of discussion since 1996, and it has been proposed in the parliament 4 to 5 times, but every time it got rejected because of the several issues. But analyze the significance of Women Reservation Bill in the addressing gender disparities in political representation. So first, what you have to go that you have to give brief background about the Women Reservation Bill and what it is called. And then here they are asking about analyze the significance of Women Reservation Bill. So first you have to write the provisions related to the Women Reservation Bill, which is 1/3 representation, and SC/ST women are given their equal representation, and then it is on the rotation wise method, and it carries the sunset clause of 15 years. So these are the basic thing about the Women Reservation Bill. Here they are asking the analyze. So in analytical approach, you don't have to just tell out the pro about this bill. We have several cons of this bill also. So when it comes to the analyze, then you have to also write the other side of the coin. So what is the other side of the coin? It is great that women will be given representation in the political scenario, and in politics women are underrepresented, and it's a need of an hour that they should be the given voice. But here is the twist, and because of this twist also it has been rejected several times in the Lok Sabha. The first twist is that it has not given representation to the OBC women, and as the caste census of Bihar shows that OBC consists the largest chunks of the population of the state, and maybe it can happen to the all over India that OBC women consist of the highest in number. And when the majority of the women are not represented in the parliament, then this is a matter of debate and this is a matter of controversy that why OBC women are not given reservation under this bill. On the other hand, we already have seen 2011 census that nearly 50% of women consist the total population, And if they are nearly 50%, then why they are given just 33% of the reservation? They should be given 50% of the reservation. So this is another twist. On the other hand, it is only limited to the Lok Sabha and Legislative Assembly. But we have seen that women are underrepresented in Rajya Sabha also and Legislative Council also. So why they are not given their representation in Legislative Council and also in the Rajya Sabha? So these are the cons you have to highlight, and you can say that such kind of bills and such kind of acts are welcoming in nature, but it should be come with the full-fledged system, and it should not ignore any community. It should not ignore the sentiments of any community. Here the OBC is missing, so it should be included the OBC community, and they should be extended to the Rajya Sabha also, Legislative Council also. And it is not just limited to 33% because our population is 50%, then why we will compromise till 33%? So that's it for today's lecture. If you have any query related to this lecture, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you.